What's up, y'all? A lot of requests for this one. Everyone asking about OHP because the kids can't say or spell overhead press. But we're talking about the overhead press, barbell overhead press, strict press, military press, whatever you want to call it. Great movement, obviously, for your delts. Great strength builder. One of the key movements. If we're talking to break things down, we got a squat, we got a deadlift, we got a horizontal push, we got a vertical push, we got a vertical pull, and a horizontal pull. You cover all those bases and you will make a lot of strength and muscular gains. So, programming. Talk about programming the overhead. They are small muscles. You're using generally less weight than you would with something like a deadlift or a squat, and so the frequency can be a little bit higher. If your main goal is overhead press, you might be able to get away with 3, 4, 5 times a week. But if you are benching, you have to be aware of that because both of them put a lot of pressure on the front delt, a lot of fatigue on the shoulders and the triceps. So generally speaking, if you're doing bench press 2 to 4 times a week, I would recommend doing overhead anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, especially in the off season. Getting closer to a powerlifting meet or for more specific goals, obviously you'll head that way. Even strongmen who don't bench press in competition, they only worry about their overhead. They also bench and overhead 2-3 times a week for most. So 2 to 3 times a week, same idea, progressive overloading, training varying reps in kind of a submaximal manner, I think is best. So if you're training anywhere from 50 to maybe 80%, we can push that submax a little bit on the overhead, again, because it's a smaller muscle, it can have time to recover and the loads are less. Sets of 1 to 5. Sets of 5 to 10, and even sets of 10 to 15 here and there to build that hypertrophy, to hit all different types of muscle fibers and stay in overall condition for all of them. Talking about technique, there's tons of different videos on this, but basics are shoulder grip width or so, just a little bit out. We really want to stack our wrists, forearm, elbows almost in a straight line if we can. You want to keep yourself braced. You're going to try to push your elbows in front of the bar, bracing your abs, bracing your glutes, hips forward, straight up and stacked. You want to get a stance that's a little bit wider than shoulder width just to stay stable. So something similar to a squat, whatever feels comfortable. Some people even do a split stance, which is fine, but I typically recommend a parallel stance, toes slightly out, squeezing glutes, externally rotating those legs, abs braced down. What can happen often is you will overarch, putting a lot of pressure on the low back, and bar path will be weird. Talking bar path, you want to keep that bar close to your body. You don't want to have it float away from you just like a deadlift or anything else. The weight gets heavier the further away from the center of gravity, so you want to keep it close to your body without hitting yourself in the nose. Yeah, all the nose jokes in the comments. I got a slightly big nose, and I did crush my fucking nose when I did the how to overhead press with Brian Shaw.
I feel like the chain is kind of making him stabilize a little bit more.
But besides that, I've never really hurt my nose doing this, but I do keep the bar close to me, just in front of you, and then you want to push straight up and back. You want to kind of keep it over your ears when possible. You see a lot of people poking their head through like a turtle. That's fine, I guess, as a cue, but that's not doing what we need. We want that weight to go up and back. We want the weight to do that, not your head forward. So we got the programming. We got the technique down a little bit. Last piece is, I guess, accessories. Now the shoulder kind of is an accessory for the bench, but the bench can be an accessory for the shoulder. As I mentioned, a lot of strongmen who just compete in overhead, push press, dumbbells, etc. do train the bench press because both of them together are just great general upper body strength builders. Pressing motions can complement each other. Do they transfer? I don't know. Transfer is kind of a weird word because if you hit a PR on your overhead, doesn't mean you'll hit a PR on the bench, but over a long period of time, 2, 5, 10 years, building mass in your upper body, those two exercises work hand in hand. Accessory-wise, just like everything else, using some dumbbells here and there, unilateral movement to take away that stability that is the barbell. Any even side laterals, face pulls for shoulder health and rear delt stability, as well as obviously triceps. Anything overhead can work that midline stability, help you stay more stable with the overhead press, but majority of the time it's going to be the overhead press, the specific movement, to get better at that movement. Give this a thumbs up because you guys asked for this video and I delivered. If you guys want more videos, leave a comment below what you guys want me to cover next. More vlogs, more weightlifting, more diet, and more instructions heading your way. Appreciate you guys. Salam Mike, I'm out.